Zimbabwe Republic Police, policing for peace, stability, and sustainable development towards Vision 2030. Hello viewers, my name is Elliot Kudzai Ganyani, and I'm a host on this week's episode of Crime and Road Safety Watch. Like all times, it is always an extraordinary privilege to have you along. The Zimbabwe Republic Police recently held an inaugural senior officers workshop at Mukushi Police Academy in Harare. The Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe, was the guest of honor at the opening ceremony of this workshop.
Due to globalization, the increasing transnational nature of crime over the last decades shows us that what happens in one country will have ramifications in another, Zimbabwe included. I therefore challenge you to incorporate scenario planning and tabletop exercises to enhance the organization's capacity to deal with unforeseen events. Police operations cannot take place without the inclusion of communities involved. Certainly, local policing is a community-based enterprise. Police stations and units within communities serve communities, seek to improve communities, and endeavor to collaborate with communities. As commanders, you must always take a keen interest in cultivating relations with traditional leadership and key personalities in your various areas. Through this approach, you will be able to gauge the level of impact policing is having on the ground. At this juncture, allow me to applaud the ZRP for managing to maintain peace and security in the country throughout last year. This notwithstanding, we are aware that there are nefarious forces that seek to destabilize us as a country. I thus cannot overemphasize the need for police to remain vigilant and deepen intelligence networks that will inform proactive policing. I consider that the organization, just like any other government department, has been through difficult periods, but as resource support continues to be improved, it is central government's legitimate expectation that key deliverables such as crime and public order management improve correspondingly. On the part of government, a firm commitment to continue resourcing the police has been shown by honoring the promise of the phased capacity development initiative. During our last engagement, I indicated that government had acquired more than 500 vehicles for police stations as well as for the ZRP command. All of us here present can attest to the fruition of this promise. This is eloquent testimony that the government, under the astute leadership of His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, is alive to the fact that peace and security, as well as the institutions that bring fence it, are an integral component in the successful pursuit of national aspirations. The organizational values and principles are always upheld by officers on the ground.
Now, the Commissioner General of Police, Commissioner General Stephen Mutamba, also added his voice at this event.
This workshop marks the beginning of training workshops that will be conducted at least twice a year at all levels across the rank and file of the Zimbabwe Republic Police. I cannot overstate the significance of training commanders in shaping the direction and culture of the organization. I hope the commanders will find the exercise beneficial to their daily duties. I urge them to take keen interest in the program so that our efforts are seen to be pulling in the same direction. I hope they will find the exercise beneficial as they go back to their provinces. More so the professional imperative that they will be alerted to during this week-long training will be assimilated, list this effort, and all resources expended for this may the cause be in vain. Let us share ideas and develop them for the betterment of our organization. Having said this, I wish to direct the planning section to highlight areas where the police dovetails into the whole of government management system. This will ensure that correct information is timelessly submitted and good work being done does not go unreported.
Moving on, the ZRP Criminal Investigation Department Drugs and Narcotics Harare recently arrested some drug peddlers and also seized these prohibited substances.
We want to emphasize that our commitment as the Zimbabwe Republic Police to safeguard our communities from the devastating effects of illegal drugs is unwavering. Recently, detectives planted an informer in South Africa who informed them about the suspected illicit drugs wrapped in a shrinked plastic paper loaded inside the bus trailer, which was coming from Cape Town heading to Harare. Armed with that information, detectives from CID Drugs and Narcotics Bedbridge carried out a controlled delivery from Bedbridge border post. While they were approaching Harare, they communicated with the detectives from CID Drugs Harare. They swiftly reacted and arrested them while they were trying to load the contraband into their motor vehicle. These accused persons include Getmo Kanopula, aged 28 years, Morris Munjanja, aged 26 years. The third accused person is Tanaka Mawalinyo, aged 22 years, Kudakwashe Vuta, aged 28. These suspects were arrested for possession of 1,100 times 100 mils of Bronclear cough syrup, which was valued at $2,500. Detectives from CID Drugs and Narcotics Mashonaland West received information to the effect that Nyson Takaindisa of Cheda Township, Karoi, was arrested for possession of unregistered medicines at his house. He was also supplying these medicines to Harare. Acting upon the information, detectives proceeded to the site place where they carried out searches and seized the various unregistered medicines, which include skin lightening creams, body enlargement products, and sex-enhancing products, valued at $3,150.
We say no to drugs and substance abuse. Let us all play a part in ending this scourge. From that story, we are taking a short breather. Do not move an inch. We'll be right back. The two lorries that you see behind me are loaded with copper wires. This follows the unearthing of a criminal syndicate involved in theft and vandalism of public utilities and infrastructure. Two people have been arrested. They were using a Honda Fit vehicle and a GD6 Toyota Hilux to commit these offenses. We managed to speak to the police spokesperson, Commissioner Paul Nyati, for more on this criminal syndicate.
The Zimbabwe Republic Police confirms the arrest of two suspects in connection with the theft of copper cables in the country, specifically in Harare, where the police received information, firstly concerning a Honda Fit, which was carrying some copper cables, and it was tracked leading to Tilco Industries in Chitungwiza, where the Honda Fit was searched. In the process, copper cables worth US $7,000 were recovered. And on further checking the premises, the police found 18 ton bags of copper cables, which were stashed around the premises and in storerooms. And in the process, we established that they were worth over $70,000. And surprisingly, there was also a Toyota Hilux vehicle which was in the premises, and also had some copper cables, and the owner of the vehicle was nowhere to be found. We then also discovered that there was no proper paperwork as to the origin of the copper cables, and now we have confirmed with the Zimbabwe Electricity Supply Authority that some of the copper cables were from ZESA, and some of the copper cables were also from TEL 1 and also NRZ. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is sending out a clear message to Zimbabweans. If anyone tampers with the key infrastructure, which includes the supply and distribution of electricity, the issue of communication infrastructure, they only have themselves to blame. The police is on high alert, and we are working together with various stakeholders to ensure that the law takes its course. We also want to appeal to members of the public to give us information on anyone who is tampering with the key infrastructure in the country. They must report. They must not assist these criminals to hide. And we also want to take this opportunity to thank Zimbabweans, because in the last 30 days, through the Criminal Investigation Department's Minerals, Fauna and Flora Unit, the Zimbabwe Republic Police has been able to unearth the way some of these suspects were operating. For example, in Mutoko, where the suspects were arrested and they were sentenced to an imprisonment of 20 years. Then we also have had other suspects who were arrested and they were sentenced to 50 years imprisonment. So what we want now is the police, for all stakeholders to play their part, and also for the public to ensure that anyone who moves around with the copper cables which are not properly cleared with the relevant authorities, they report. And I can assure you, the police crack teams which have been set up by the government of Zimbabwe, which have been set up by the Commissioner General of Police, they are on high alert.
In another case, Zetrapi Chikombedzi, which policies part of the Mozambican borderline in Mashingo province, recently made some arrests of smugglers of second-hand clothes. They also seized a number of bells containing these second-hand clothes.
Police intelligence operatives received a tip-off that there were smugglers coming from Mozambique into Zimbabwe to hand over second-hand clothing bells to local dealers. Acting upon the call, we organized and deployed a team that went to Mhlekwane area beyond the Gonarejo National Park to lay an ambush. On their way, information was received that the Mozambican transporters had offloaded the bells at a bush near Mwenezi River in Mhlekwane area. Upon noticing that there was a police vehicle approaching them, the accused got into their vehicles and fled from the scene towards Mozambique direction, leaving the bells at the scene. A total of 87 clothing bells and 3 bags of rice were recovered from the scene. All the recovered property is at Chikombedzi police station. Police is making further investigations to establish the owner of the property and their intended destination.
We now move on to road safety issues. We caught up with Lucy Kuandira Mapfumo, the Media and Corporate Communications Officer for the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, where she spoke about human behavior and its effects to road safety.
Human behavior significantly impacts road safety, as most road incidents are attributed to driver errors, including actions like speeding, distracted driving, driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, fatigue, aggressive driving, and failing to wear seatbelts, all of which stem from individual choices and attitudes behind the wheel. Essentially, the decisions people make while driving directly influence the likelihood of a crash occurring. Key aspects of human behavior that affect road safety include distraction, using mobile phones, eating, attending to passengers, or engaging in other activities that take focus away from road can significantly increase the risk of road crashes. Speeding. Exceeding posted speed limits is a major factor in road crash severity and likelihood. Impairment. Driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs significantly impairs judgment and coordination. Aggressive driving, tailgating, sudden lane changes, excessive honking, and other aggressive behaviors can provoke dangerous situations. It suffices to say human behavior plays a crucial role in road safety in several positive ways, which include adherence to traffic laws. Drivers who respect speed limits help reduce the likelihood of accidents and fatalities. Observing traffic lights and stop signs ensures orderly traffic flow and minimizes collision. Defensive driving. Anticipating hazards. Drivers who practice defensive driving are more aware of their surroundings, allowing them to react appropriately to potential dangers. Maintaining safe distances. Keeping a safe distance from other vehicles reduces the risk of rear-end collisions. Continuous learning. Taking driving courses like the defensive driving course, engaging in refresher courses or advanced driving lessons helps drivers stay informed about best practices and new laws. When individuals adopt safe driving behaviors and attitudes, they contribute to a safer road environment, reducing road crashes and enhancing the safety of all road users. It's also important for all road users to understand that they've got a part to play in ensuring that we minimize road crashes in our country, making our roads a safe place to be. Cyclists should always cycle wearing their helmets, ensuring they have reflective gear and their bells are working. This enables them to be safe. Pedestrians have got a part to play as well. This includes them walking while facing oncoming traffic, crossing at designated places, and avoiding jaywalking, ensuring that there is a smooth flow of traffic. For drivers, especially when they intend on overtaking, they should follow the normal and recommended overtaking drill that allows for safety and that allows them to conduct their overtaking procedure in a safe and recommended way. And for passengers, it's always important to avoid distracting the driver. Sit properly in the vehicle, allowing your entire body to be inside the vehicle and wearing your seatbelt.
Like we always say, road safety is everyone's responsibility. Let us all play a part. From that story, we are taking a short breather. Join us in the third and final segment. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is concerned with sexual offences, including those targeted at juveniles. Crime and Road Safety Watch recently visited a victim-friendly unit in Harare, where we spoke to the staff officer of that department, that is Chief Superintendent Tundu, on these cases and how best we can curb them.
Since October to December last year, 24 children were raped by their own biological fathers. Yes, I'm talking of 24 children who were sexually molested by their own biological fathers. 23 juveniles, girl children, were raped by their own stepfathers, and 6 were raped by their grandfathers. What has happened to us Zimbabweans? Why is this trend going unabated? How can a father rape his own daughter? How can a stepfather rape his own stepdaughter? Why is this happening? Why? Let me begin by saying United Nations Convention on the Rights of Child specifically outlines general principles that must be upheld by any sound thinking person. The best interests of the child shall be given consideration in all aspects, factors concerning children. Every child has a right to life, survival, and development. These principles are quite clear. How can a child have a well-being, have a life, if she is sexually molested at a young age? What outcome are we expecting from our children if we sexually violate their rights willy-nilly without restraint? We've been doing a research on this to find out why this disturbing trend. And what we have discovered, I'll just give you some few indicators why this trend is going on. There is a rampant abuse of drugs and substances. Drugs have become a menace in our society, and those sexual perverts who are destroying our children, some of them will be doing this under the influence of drugs. We have realized that some fathers are taking this, especially stepfathers, are taking this as a punitive action because they have encountered a conflict with their spouses. How can you pass your own conflict to an innocent child? Mothers, why are we entrusting our own vulnerable children in the hands of men? Some men have become too dangerous. They are now sexual perverts. Do not leave your children in the hands of men, for you never know what will happen to the vulnerable children. Parents, even if we meet some challenges in terms of accommodation, never allow yourselves to share the same bedroom with your own daughters. This has led to a rise in cases where the children are being molested. The solution to this: abstain from dangerous drugs. Do not abuse drugs. Mothers, do not leave your daughters in the hands of men. Some of them have become sexual perverts.
There you have it, viewers. Let us all play a part in removing such sexual perverts from the community. From that story, we now move on to people who are on the police wanted list. Brian Musandipa of Muhacha Shopping Center, Efo Flats in Kadoma, is wanted by Efo Flats Police in connection with a rape case. The following people are also wanted by Efo Flats Police in connection with a murder case: Collins Muvengi, Libat Muvengi, and another Collins Muvengi of Muvengi Village, Gutu in Mashingo. In a different murder case, Efo Flats Police is also looking for Judah Shepard Magwisi, age 24, of Village 4, Lone Copy, Efo Flats in Kadoma. Should you have information that may help in locating any of these wanted people, please feel free to visit or contact any nearest police establishment. Alternatively, you can talk to us on any of the following details. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703 631. You can visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw. Link with us on our email feedback@zrp.gov.zw. Talk to us on our X handle @PoliceZimbabwe. Follow and like us on our Facebook page Zimbabwe Republic Police. To those who may have missed any of our previous episodes, do not despair, as you can watch all Crime and Road Safety Watch episodes on the ZRP YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. I must say thank you very much for staying tuned and being with us on today's episode of Crime and Road Safety Watch. My name is Elliot Kudzai Ganyani. On behalf of the Crime and Road Safety Watch crew behind the scenes and the Zimbabwe Republic Police in its entirety, it is goodbye.